Hey, our friend Sue going to be drawing a time machine.
Yeah, the DeLorean from Back to the Future movies.
Yes.
We hope you're going to follow along with us. You need your drawing supplies. We're going to use a marker. Yeah.
Some paper and something to color with.
All right, let's start.
Yes.
We're going to draw with our paper horizontal. We're also using a permanent marker, but remember, you don't have to. You could use a pencil or even a washable black marker or a crayon too.
Anything.
Anything, really. Okay, let's first start by drawing the ground that our DeLorean is going to sit on. We're drawing, whoa, that's really big. I like how long we're going to draw it. Now, also, too, you could draw your DeLorean flying. That would be awesome. Now we're going to draw the wheels. The wheels are kind of the important part. We want to try to make them the right size. We're going to start here. Let's see, maybe about this big. I'm just kind of guessing, and that's okay if they're a little different. So we're going to try to make them about that tall. There you go. That's awesome. Now we're going to leave some space, and we're going to draw the second wheel back here. We're going to draw it the same height, so we use our eyes to measure, and we're going to start at how big we want to make it. And we're going to curve around, touch the ground, curve back up, and connect to where we started. We're freehanding the wheels. That means we're not using any templates. But if you want to use a template and trace around it, you could get a perfect circle. Now we're going to draw the inside of our tires. We're going to draw the rim or the wheel. We're going to draw about that size. And we're going to draw another one over here on the back wheel. Then inside, let's draw a lot smaller circle. I'll draw another one over here too. And we're going to draw the really cool spokes on the wheel. So first I'm going to just draw straight lines that go across like that and divide it up into quarters. Yeah, and then we can split it again. And there's a lot of spokes on the DeLorean. So we're going to just split it one more time. And because we're using Sharpies, the lines are really thick. But you could add even more lines if you have a thinner point on whatever you're using to draw with. Let's do that same thing over here. I'm going to add all of those straight lines first. And the reason why we do it like this is so we can evenly space out the spokes. Is that cool?
Yes.
Go around and divide it up there. And then I'm going to go around one more time and divide up each section. There we go. Now we're going to draw the bottom of our car, and the DeLorean is a performance car, so we're going to draw it low to the ground. We're going to draw a line that comes across. I think that's the best way to describe a time machine.
Yeah.
That's also a car, is a performance car.
Yes.
We're going to imagine that line going behind the car and coming out the front, or going behind the wheel and coming out the front. Come out about that far. And then we're going to do the same thing back here, but on the back of the car, we're going to angle it up. Now we're going to draw another line that goes across the bottom. We're going to connect to the wheel. And then over here on the front, we're going to start in the same spot. Imagine it going behind the wheel, but this time we're going to angle it slightly up. And we're going to also go a little further forward than this bottom line. Yeah, and then we could do the same thing back here, but watch this. I'm going to actually taper and get closer to this line back here. Now let's draw the outside shape of the DeLorean. First over here, we're going to draw the bottom splitter, so we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes back and then connect up to that other line. Yeah, and then over here, we're going to start here and we're going to come up a little bit and then we're going to angle back. Good job. Now we're going to draw the hood, the top of the hood. We're going to draw a slight curve. It's more like a straight line, straight diagonal, but it curves just a little bit. And we're going to stop just behind the front wheel. So we're going to come back here. Now let's move to the back of the car, and we're going to connect these two lines together. We're going to draw a short diagonal line coming up further. And then we're going to draw a short diagonal line going forward towards the front of the car. Next, we're going to add a guide point just in front of the back wheel. So right here, we're going to draw an imaginary line that comes up like this, and we're going to draw a little point that's just above this line. So let's see, I'm going to draw it right about there, just above it. Yeah, that's a good spot right there. Nice. Mine might be a little too high, but that's okay. Oh, and I could have moved it a little further forward. Let's draw the windshield. We're going to draw a diagonal line that comes up, and we're going to stop just in line with this point, and we're going to curve back and connect to that point. So diagonal line up and then back. Nice. Now we can draw the back of the car. We're going to draw a diagonal line that comes back and connects back here. All right, we have the general shape of our DeLorean. We're not completely done, but I'm noticing that there's little differences.
Yeah.
That's okay, right?
Yes.
And it's okay if their drawings are a little different too.
Because the most important thing is to have fun.
Yeah, and to
Practice.
practice. Remember to practice. All right, let's keep going. It's going to look more like the DeLorean once we add more details. So let's next add the windshield. Now on mine, I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to add another diagonal line that comes further forward. On yours, you could do the same thing. You could start here and come maybe to there. Yeah, now let's draw the side glass or the side window. We're going to start here in the corner. We're going to draw a line that comes down. And then we can draw a line that comes back. And then we're going to draw a short line straight down, and we want this to be in line with the front line. See that? See, they come down about the same distance. And then this line is going to come straight across. So if you need to, this one may need to come down just a little further to line up with that one. Now let's draw the door lines. We're going to start here on the corner, and we're going to draw a curve that comes down. Then we're going to do the same thing back here. We're going to draw a short line. We're going to start at the roof, and I'm going to draw a short line down to the window. And then we're going to come forward like that. On the DeLorean, the windows were really cool. There was just this short little window right here. So we're going to draw a short diagonal line going up and one on the back going forward. And then we're going to connect those together. Now it's starting to look like a DeLorean. Let's also draw the mirror. I'm going to draw a diagonal line here in the corner. And then we can also draw a little C shape that connects the top down to the bottom. We have a few more details to add, but let's start adding the time machine stuff. Okay, let's start here. We're going to start right behind the door, and we're going to draw this line that comes down like this, and then we're going to curve and come right over the back wheel, and we're going to stop before we get to the end of the car. There are all these cool cables wrapped around the car that lit up when the car got to 88 miles per hour. That's how fast you had to go to travel.
Cool.
In time.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to draw the other side of this cable. So we're going to go right next to it, and we're going to draw a parallel line that traces around and does the exact same thing. So I went kind of fast. So if you need to, remember, you can pause the video if you need extra time. Okay, now we're going to draw this little window that was on the back of the car where the engine and all of the other cool stuff was. So we're going to draw a diagonal line that matches the top of the car coming back. And then we're going to curve into that cable right there at the end. Next, let's draw these cool things coming out the back. I think they're exhaust. I don't know, maybe to cool off the time machine. So we're going to draw a line coming back, and then a diagonal line that goes up a lot higher. Then let's draw a short diagonal line coming down further. Straight line down, and then a diagonal line back into the car. Next, let's draw the brace holding this part on. We're going to draw a short line back, angle up. Then we're going to draw another one right below it. Look at this. We're going to follow that line back and then angle up again. And then we'll connect those two lines together. Now we need to draw the fusion machine on the back. We're going to draw two lines up, and then we'll connect those together at the top. Then let's draw two diagonal lines coming out of that rectangle shape. Then we're gonna draw a line up, over, and then connect back down. We could also draw a little window, or I think it was a label or a window. There you go. And now let's draw some of the other cables. Right here, let's draw a rectangle shape. Then we're gonna draw a cable that comes out of the back of that and connects to the car. Oh, let's also connect that rectangle shape to the car with 2 lines. Yeah. In this window, let's add the time machine. We're going to draw a line back and then connect down. Let's draw 3 rectangle shapes coming out of this shape right here. Also, let's draw a rectangle up here on the front of the car. And we're going to draw 2 diagonal lines going to the front. And then we'll draw a rectangle on the very front, like that. Now there were these really cool cables that went all around the car. So we're going to start here, and we're going to draw these lines can be kind of wobbly. I'm going to go all the way to the front like this. So we come down from the corner underneath the door. Then we're going to go up over the wheel, and we're going to connect into that rectangle shape on the front. Let's add another line right next to it that follows along that same path, up over the wheel and down into the rectangle. Now your wobbly lines, wiggly cable lines don't have to look exactly like mine. You can change them, make them look different. I'm going to add one more cable coming around and then connecting in. We have one last detail to add to the side of our car. There's this little molding strip that came across right here, and we're going to connect to the wires or the cables back here. This was just a feature on the DeLoreans. This wasn't part of the time machine. All the DeLoreans had this really cool feature going through the side of the car. Yeah, and I added another line below it just to make it a little thicker. And then I'm going to imagine that coming behind the car, behind those cables too, and coming back over here. So I'm going to add that same black line over here. And we can also add that black line on the front of the car. And then one last line over here for the bumper. Boop. Oh, one more line. The doors were so cool. They opened up like something from the future.
Yes.
Gull wings. And so there's a little rectangle there for the door handle. We did it. We finished drawing our DeLorean, our time machine DeLorean. It looks really cool, but we're not completely done.
We still need to color it.
Yeah, this part we're going to fast forward, but at the end you can pause the video if you want to match our same coloring. You ready to fast forward?
Yes.
Jack, we did it! We finished coloring our DeLorean. Did you have fun?
Yes.
I hope our art friends are going to take time to color their drawings also. And we got one more secret to tell you, Jack. We have our white colored pencil, and I use this to add a little highlight on the top of the wheel and also right here on the bottom of the wheel. And I did the same thing on the front and also on the back. Do you want to do that too?
Yes.
It makes the tires look more three-dimensional. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the wheel well right here on the back a little bit bigger because it looks small. To me, it looks smaller than the front. And that looks a little better to me. Oh,
There you go.
Thank you. What do we use to color our drawings with?
Markers.
Oh. Yeah, we have these biannual markers. They're alcohol-based, so they're really fun to use. It's kind of like using watercolor paints. But you don't have to. You can use whatever you have at home. And we use CG03, this is our light gray, to color most of the car if you have the same set. We also use CG05 for shading. and then R107 for the red, and for the windows, we used B205.
We hope you had a lot of fun drawing your DeLorean.
I did. We hope you had a lot of fun. And remember, you can add even more things to your drawing. But what else could they add?
The clock tower as background.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You could also draw, maybe your car is going back in time.
Yes.
And it's all lit up. It's got sparks and fire coming out of the wheels. Yes.
You can also draw Biff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could draw Biff, or you could draw Marty, or Doc.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. We'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.